Hello, I'm artist Michael S Garner, and I do comic book related TV shows and movie reviews, and also I do some news relating to comic books and everything like that. Just my comments on those announcements made in the news. And today I just want to go on some things that were mentioned in the past month or so that I never got to give a comment on, and I just want to voice my opinion on this because I felt that some people have harsh criticisms of some of the things that were said in certain comic book movie related things. And first of all, I just want to go to the Flashpoint movie. And the fact that it's named Flashpoint, and everybody's they've been up in arms about this for a while. It's like, oh my God, is Wonder Woman going to be there? What's going to happen? Blah blah blah. And I think they take it so literal. I just think that that's really funny. I mean, like, they don't, and I know people like want the universe to be rewritten. The people who don't like the DCEU as they are right now, DC comic book universe, whatever, movie universe, whatever you want it, DCFU, John Snap. Everybody wants to get down on it. Like, why would you call it that? And I think that it's fine because, well, we've already seen in a Flash TV show where they did Flashpoint. It had nothing to do with the comic book. Had not one iota to do with the comic book. And so they can name it Flashpoint and just have him go through a time thing or anything like that, or a time paradox, and that's perfectly fine. And do whatever story from that. I just hope that they do a good job. And, sorry, chair. And I guess the people who wrote Game Night and also the National Lampoon's Vacation, the new one that came out with Christina Applegate like years ago, which nobody seemed to like. I guess they're going to be the writers on this movie. And I think because Game Night, people are actually giving Game Night good reviews and everything like that. It hasn't done well in the box office at all, but they gave good reviews and they said they did a good job. That's a promising thing for the Flashpoint movie. So yeah, I just don't think that people should take it literal, like this is going to be what happened in the comic books exactly. No, because nothing in the movies has happened exactly in the comic books. What else? The Lois Lane Lex series about Metropolis. A lot of people are like, oh my God, they didn't even, why are you going to do a show like that, blah, blah, blah. We already have the Smallville thing, blah, blah, blah. I'll go to Smallville in 2 seconds here, but I just want to say about Lex Luthor, and like, before Superman came on the scene, Lex Luthor and Lois Lane were in Metropolis, and there were things that supernatural that did happen, and that was alluded to in the comic books, and it was also alluded to in the Superman the Animated Series. There was specifically a scene, I was going to get the video for this, but I'll just show a clip. There was specifically a scene where Lois Lane was talking to Clark Kent not long after they first met, and she said something about Lex Luthor, and the thing that she said about Lex Luthor was like, we used to date. And I was like, oh, that's a dynamic we haven't seen before. Huh. It happened in Smallville, it happened in so many other iterations, but nobody seems to remember that. It's happened before. So there can be plenty of stories for that. As long as you get a good Lois Lane, you get a good Lex Luthor for it. And I guess it's going to be on a streaming service, which I'm going to buy, because I love DC. What else? It's... alluding to that, a lot of other people some people bash Smallville despite the fact that it was the longest running Superman or almost sci-fi show in years. Up until recently, I think Supernatural beat it. But about Superman or about superheroes, period. And Smallville did so many different things. If it wasn't for Smallville, Gotham wouldn't exist. And a lot of people don't give credit to that. I mean, like, the reason why Smallville exists is because at that specific period of time, superheroes in costumes it was kind of a funny thing to look at. You couldn't see that. So they did the thing that they were like, okay, we had Buffy worked in this way, so let's do a Superman series, just don't put his costume on. And you know what, it worked. It worked for years. It was one of CW's highest rated shows. It was the highest rated show when it came out, and it did well for many years, and I watched every single episode, and I thought they did a fantastic job with it, and I'm a huge Superman fan. So I always take leeway, like I always I allow for different interpretations a lot of times to Superman. I can accept it, as long as they don't smash it in the dirt. And believe it or not, Batman v Superman, I didn't think that was smashed in the dirt. I thought it was fine. So yeah, so like things like Smallville and everything like that led to things like Green Arrow, Supergirl, the Titans, and Birds of Prey. I mean, like, all these things were basically spawned from Smallville, prior to them actually having their own series. Titans, meaning it's going to be coming out soon on the streaming service. And Superman has plenty of good stories and has plenty of good rogues out there. They just have to be utilized. So you can take some of those rogues that he hasn't even met yet and put that in the Metropolis series. So people seem to be giving crap about the Krypton series. I'll say one thing: it's on the Sci-Fi Network, and Sci-Fi has like a lot of hit and misses. But there have been many sci-fi shows, like we can't discount things like Battlestar Galactica. We can't discount other sci-fi shows that have made it, and the reason why they actually have a network now and they have original content. Remember back in the day when the only thing Sci-Fi had on it was nothing? Just had repeats of other old stuff? Well, I think that they'll probably do an okay job of Krypton. I don't know how much people's interest will be in it, but the fact that Brainiac's going to be there kind of makes sense because at least in the animated series, when they redid Brainiac, they said that he was originally from Krypton. He was a Kryptonian. He was Kryptonian technology, made it to an AI to actually make the world run smoothly. And I actually really like that concept. I think everybody actually liked that version of Brainiac, one of the best versions of Brainiac out there. And to put that in the Krypton series, I think it's going to kind of be cool to see like the beginnings of him and see what he will eventually become. He's already green, but well, all right, we won't have to go there. So I think the Krypton series will most likely be okay, at least the first season, because that seems to happen with sci-fi. Because I always say this: my favorite time travel show ever, Quantum Leap, nothing, ever, was Continuum. Look it up if you haven't seen it on Sci-Fi. The first season of Continuum I thought was perfect. I fell in love with the character. I felt the whole world that they built and the arcs that they made in that series. Then season 2 came around and started to suck. And then season 3, and this is awful. I watched it to the very end. I'm like, this had no point after season 1. But season 1 was incredible. Same thing with Beauty and the Beast. That's not sci-fi though. Okay, I'm getting off track here, and that's basically all the things I want to say about the news here. I will be watching the Krypton series, and I hope that it's good. I have no problem with the Lois Lane and Lex Luthor series, Metropolis, whatever it's going to be called. And Flashpoint, I don't think that people should be getting up in arms about Flashpoint. I think that they'll do a good job, and a lot of people, even though they might have hated the Justice League movie or disliked certain parts of it, they seem to like Flash. I wasn't one of them. I didn't think that, I thought that his jokes didn't land at all. But I like Ezra Miller as an actor, and I think that he will do a good job if you give him that solo movie. He already has it in the can, but still, can't wait. So that's it with related news that's happened in the last month. It was all DC basically related news and everything like that, but all the Marvel news is already out there. Okay, until next time, check out my online comic book if you want to. Visions of the New, visionsofthenew.com. Bye-bye.